Hello, I'm so glad you're here. Please make yourself at home. Take a deep breath, let your shoulders relax, and for a moment, I'd like you to imagine yourself as a gardener who, for more than 60 years, has tended to a very special plot of land, your own body. Through all those seasons, you have planted, watered, and harvested. This garden has faced glorious springs and harsh winters. It has given you flowers, fruit, and shade. And the foundation of it all, the secret to the vitality of every single plant, has always been the quality of the soil. That rich, dark, fertile earth that nourishes the roots and gives life. That earth, that sacred soil in the garden of your body, is your liver. It is the source of all nutrients. It's what filters the rainwater, what turns fallen leaves into rich compost, what ensures that the roots of every plant receive only what is pure and good. For more than 6 decades, this soil has worked silently to keep your garden lush and vibrant. But over the years, something changed in the way we tend to our gardens. We started using modern, convenient products that promise quick results. And that is where the most dangerous mistake for the health of our liver is hiding. A mistake many of us are making with no idea of the harm we're causing. The worst mistake is trying to nourish our garden with plastic flowers. What I mean by that, I'm talking about the food that looks like food, smells like food, but has none of the life force of real food. I'm talking about ultra-processed foods, the boxed meals, the powders that become soup, the cookies with fillings that can last for months on a shelf, the brightly colored juices that have never been near a real piece of fruit. These plastic flowers are appealing on the outside. They're convenient, but they have no roots. They have no life. And when we try to plant them in our body, our soil, our liver, doesn't know what to do with them. To the liver, plastic is poison. Think about the ingredients in these products. Names we can barely read. High fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated vegetable oil, monosodium glutamate, artificial colors. To our liver, which is a wise and natural organism, this is foreign material. It doesn't recognize these chemical compounds. So what does it do? It works over time. It tries to break down the plastic. It tries to filter out the poison. It tries to protect the rest of the garden. But day after day, if we keep tossing more and more of these artificial flowers onto our land, the soil begins to get tired. It becomes acidic, depleted. It starts to lose its vitality. And how does poor soil affect the garden? The plants begin to wilt. The leaves lose their shine. The flowers don't bloom with the same energy. Translated to our bodies, this is a fatigue that never goes away, the slow and heavy digestion, the skin that loses its glow, the mind that feels a little foggy. It isn't just age. It is the quality of the soil. We were led to believe that convenience was king, that opening a package was the same as cooking a meal. And without meaning to, we began swapping natural compost for disguised poison. We went to the processed food aisle more often than the fresh produce section. This swap, this acceptance of the artificial as if it were natural, is a mistake that is silently draining the strength from our liver. But now, I want you, the wise gardener of this garden, to breathe a sigh of relief, because nature is incredibly resilient. A soil that has been mistreated can indeed be restored. With care, patience, and the right tools, we can bring richness and life back to the earth of our body. The process of healing your liver is an act of conscious gardening. And the first step is simply to stop planting plastic flowers. It's making the decision to choose food that has life in it. Food that came from the earth, not from a factory, most of the time. The second step is to start clearing the ground. This means drinking plenty of water. Pure water is like a gentle, steady rain that washes away excess toxins, softens a hardened earth, and prepares the soil to receive new nutrients. Every glass of water is an act of purification for your liver. The third step is to amend the soil. And what is the best fertilizer? It's foods rich in fiber and antioxidants. Think of dark leafy greens like spinach and kale. Think of the deep colors of beets, carrots, and sweet potatoes. Think of the power in a clove of garlic, a slice of ginger, a pinch of turmeric. Think of the good fats from avocados and olive oil, which are like beneficial earthworms, aerating and nourishing the soil. You don't have to do everything at once. Gardening is an act of patience. Start small. Swap the white bread made from refined flour, which is nearly a plastic flour itself, for a whole grain sourdough bread. Swap the carton of juice for an herbal tea or water flavored with a slice of lemon. Swap the cream-filled cookie for a handful of nuts or a piece of fresh fruit. Each swap is like pulling a weed and planting a good seed in its place. At first, it may seem like a small effort, but over time, the good seeds sprout, grow roots, and completely transform the landscape of your garden. And finally, every garden needs sunshine and fresh air. This is gentle movement, a walk, a good stretch, tending to your houseplants. Movement activates the circulation in the soil, brings oxygen to the roots, and helps the entire ecosystem of your body to thrive. The beauty of this approach is that it is not about deprivation. It is about nourishment. It's not about what you can't eat, but about the joy of rediscovering the flavors and the energy that real food provides. It's about becoming the gardener again, one who understands the cycles of nature and who knows that true vitality comes from the earth, not from a box. We who have lived for many decades have a connection to the earth that younger generations may not have. Remember the taste of a tomato picked right from a vine. Remember the smell of the earth after a rain shower. It is this wisdom we must reclaim. To conclude our chat today, the most devastating mistake for your liver's health is the unconscious attempt to nourish the garden of your body with plastic flowers, with artificial foods that deplete and poison your vital soil. But the solution is a return to the wisdom of the gardener. It is to cleanse the earth with water, nourish it with real food, and care for it with movement and kindness. Your liver is not asking for a miracle. It is asking for real earth. And now, I would like to invite you to join in this collective gardening effort. Please, leave a comment below and tell me, what is the first seed of health you are going to plant in your garden this week? It could be drinking one more glass of water a day, eating one extra piece of fruit as a snack, or swapping margarine for olive oil. Share your seed with us. Seeing another's garden flourish inspires us to tend to our own. And if you believe this message could help another gardener, please share this video. Let's work together to turn our plots of land into gardens overflowing with life and health. Thank you so much for your company. Take good care of your garden. Until next time,